All right. Errol Spence Jr. is back in the gym working out, according to Derek James, according to Lance Pugmire. So, sorry to break it to all you guys who were waiting for the worst to happen, you shameful, shameful people. Let's talk about that and what that means for the welterweight division. And also some other observations I would like to make now that we are past the dangerous portion for Errol Spence Jr. and it's not completely tacky to talk about it. Let's talk about those things in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. You can hit the subscribe button right there. You can hit the join button right there. Also, thank you to everybody on the Patreon community and the live stream community. Make sure you come 8 a.m. Central Standard Time for OG Boxing Talk with myself, Blood Boxing, KQKC Boxing, Trap House Boxing, and the boxing historian Curtis Anderson when we wrap up the week in boxing every Sunday in OG Boxing Talk. So let's get through with this. Let's go through this, rather. According to Lance Pugmire, he spoke with Derek James, and Derek James said that Errol Spence Jr. is back training in the gym. Now, this should not be a tremendous surprise to people because it was said not too long ago by Errol Spence, letting it out, not on a camera, not with somebody in his face, but it was reported that he said he was looking to return in March. So, right there, people should have got a clue that the guy was not all the way gone, right? Also, he had said, Mauricio Sulaiman said that Errol Spence Jr. had sent his medical paperwork, the report on the accident and his injuries sustained in the accident to the WBC, and the WBC didn't find it necessary to move him to the WBC interim title because it didn't look like his injuries were going to keep him out for any long amount of time. Now, that's three things. He's back in the gym. Lance Pugmire, he said that he was going to be coming back around March. Now, Lance Pugmire saying that Derek James said Errol Spence Jr. is back in the gym. Now, personally, I do have a connection with that camp, but I have gone out of my way not to make any phone calls, not to ask, not to talk about it, because I think that it is completely tacky when you're talking about things that could potentially be career-ending injuries, okay? This is not somebody getting arrested at a bar. This is not somebody, slapping a woman and then wind up being in some type of legal trouble. It's not anything like that. It's not like somebody is, going and after he wins the heavyweight championship of the world, doing Snicker bars commercials and eating Snicker bars and pigging out and putting on a ton of weight. It's not any of those type of things where it can affect your career, but it doesn't end your life. That was the type of situation that Errol Spence Jr. was in, and that's why I thought that it was particularly tacky to talk about that. So now that hopefully that's gone, I will say that I absolutely positively hope that this was a situation where it will cause Errol Spence Jr. to be considerably more conservative in his actions on a day-to-day basis. Okay? That's what I would hope for the young man. Now, I do believe that things happen for a reason. I do believe that inside and outside the ring, at different stages in your life, you have an opportunity to learn things and say, hey, man, I don't want that to happen again. You make adjustments, and then hopefully you can go on and be a better person for that having happened, okay? Errol Spence Jr., there had been rumors, and I don't typically, like I said, I am fully admit that I like Errol Spence Jr., that I know people associated with that camp. So, hey, man, I like the guy, and I am hesitant to insult people that I actually like and that I have somewhat of a relationship with people that are around them. But if he learns from this, he can be a better man because of it. There's a lot of situations in life where people do what you call hit rock bottom, right? where you're making a mistake. Say, for example, somebody has a drug problem and they don't realize that, people around them are telling them, hey, you need to back off that. You're partying too much. You need to back off that. You need to change. And, you might have a problem here and there, but you're just really not willing to make that real change in your life. But eventually you just something can happen where you absolutely have nowhere else to go, right? Some people have to get to the point where they're homeless. Some people have to get to the point where, where they don't have a job. They don't really see any future for themselves. And that for them is their rock bottom, a place where they're like, look, wow, I really see that I am at the bottom of this well and I want to get out of this well. The thing that is holding me down is this particular action. So if that is the case and that's the case with many people, and that's when, hey man, they start recovering. They recognize what their key problem is and they keep moving on. Now, I don't think that this is that's nothing that I've seen shows me that that's the situation with Errol Spence Jr. in his life, right? Where this is, that's rock bottom in his life. That is an accident. And hopefully he realized, oh man, dang man, maybe if there's something he can change relative to that, whatever caused that action, he knows that and only he knows that. What I would hope though is for the boxing career, for the only area in his life that I'm really willing to talk about or be concerned about is the boxing side of it. Errol Spence Jr. had made an admission after the Mikey Garcia fight that he was putting on too much weight in between fights. That obviously has something to do with the fact, he's holding Cheetos in his bag. He's got you can catch him with pictures with Cheetos and he's eating Cheetos. If you ask Errol Spence what he's looking forward to do after the fight, he says, I'm looking to get myself a brown paper bag with something is greasy, where the grease is coming through the brown paper bag, right? So there are some things that he's doing as far as keeping himself in physical shape in between boxing that maybe this particular circumstance can help him recognize, help him get his head around and become a better fighter. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if it's not going to happen. I certainly do hope that it happens because this kid is an absolutely tremendous talent in the boxing world. There's few people in the boxing community right now that have been as blessed as Errol Spence Jr. has, and blessed with talent, blessed with circumstance, blessed with a wonderful family. This kid has been in so many ways just absolutely blessed. And maybe sometimes you take the things that you have, that you've been given for granted. But when you're looking at a situation where it could have all went away, you step back, you appreciate, and you do what you need to do to move forward. And that's what I'm really hoping happens for Errol Spence Jr. There is no doubt in my mind that this kid is the best welterweight in the world. And now I'm going to move on a little bit more to the boxing side of it. After watching Terence Crawford fight, Aegis Kalvanakis, I always say the name of the manager, Aegis Kalvanakis, Kavalakis, however you pronounce his name. I think I get relatively close to the pronunciation of that name. Aegis Kalvanakis, I definitely believe Errol Spence has everything necessary to beat Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford is somebody that likes to fight. And if you like to fight Errol Spence Jr., you're wanting to do what Errol Spence wants to do. The option for Terence Crawford to beat Errol Spence is to stay on the outside and try to box all day, stay away from him and not engage, where Errol Spence Jr. can block a few punches, let him have 3 or 4 of them, like what you saw with Shawn Porter. Errol Spence Jr. is in the last 2 fights, even though people are criticizing him for not getting knockouts. If you look what he's done, he's actually beating guys at the best thing that those guys do. Mikey Garcia was a boxer and he outboxed Mikey Garcia. Shawn Porter is known to be an aggressive fighter and somebody that can fight on the inside, rough you up, do that type of stuff. Errol Spence Jr. fought that fight and beat him at that fight. So Terence Crawford is the type of guy that can do both of those. He can box from the outside. Very crafty, smart guy in the ring. Then and he also somebody that if you hit him, likes to come in and really likes to, like, oh, this boxing thing isn't quite working like I wanted to, let me take it to you. those both feed into, those are both areas that Aerosmiths Jr. is very responsible in, very gifted in, and he does not take a lot of punishment because he's so technically sound and he's always right there to hit you back. So that's a fight that I hope gets made. Man, my thoughts and prayers are out to Aerosmiths Jr. that this is not just that he comes back all the way, that he learns from, like everybody does. Like I've done, like more than likely, if you're listening, you've done, if you got any common sense, you hit a rough spot in your life, you make improvements, you move on, and you become a better man. And that's what I'm hoping for Aerosmiths Jr. because, man, without Aerosmiths Jr., Terence, Crawford, Shawn Porter, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, Terence Crawford, Gerdades Ugas, man, these guys really can mix it up and make really great fights. They can all make a lot of money, and I certainly hope that winds up being the case. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.